Hello and welcome to the Fishing Guide Podcast. I'm your host, Brad Wiegmann, and we are at Reelfoot Lake over here in Tennessee. Pretty exciting to be on the water.
Yes, sir.
And even more yet exciting, Jeremy Mattingly is here, and he's going to tell us about the brand new fishing tournament that's going to start happening, and you're all involved in this, but got to tell us a little bit, why are we here at Reelfoot Lake?
All right, guys, what we've got going, we are getting ready to, well, this is the release of it. The National Crappie League. It was orchestrated by the anglers for the anglers. We have got together, myself and another angler that fishes in all the competitions against me. He was a competitor. Now he's a partner, and we're getting ready to make a run at this. What we're going to do is 100% payback on all of the entry fees plus all of our contingency money. And this being our first year, we can't guarantee how much we are going to take out of our pockets and put towards it, because each of these lakes and the destinations we go to, they pay to get you there. That's the way the crappie scene works. So it's going to cost us a certain amount to come and actually put on the tournament.
Right.
So whatever we have left from that CVB money, we're going to be adding back to the angler's payout. So we're actually putting money out of our pockets that we normally would have been making as profit,
right,
and giving it back to the anglers. Because I feel like that's something that crappie fishing needs right now. I make my living from Crappie Monster or On the Hook TV.
Right.
My partner, Chris Fuller, he makes his money from his car lots and his other endeavors. So we're coming at this from a fresh standpoint. We make our money outside of this. This is solely for and about the anglers.
I got you. There's a completely different aspect of that. So what he is talking about is even in bass tournaments, to have a bass tournament, you're wondering why they're always in Lake Pickwick, or they're always at, they used to be Kentucky Lake and all these places that they always are, Sam Rayburn. It's because the CVB or the community itself brings them into it, and then they pay for that, and then what they get in return, they pay for it out of motel rooms. And, and that's where that comes from, to bring that money, and it's important to know that. That's the reason why he's going to tell us where the lakes are, maybe.
We've got a lot of great lakes that are on the docket right now for season, our first season of this, and we are in the middle of signing contracts on that to where that we can get going next spring. So here in 5 months, we're going to be kicking off. We do plan to have our schedule out by the second week of December. That way everybody can make arrangements to come out and join us and join in everything. And we are looking to do 4 to 5 Division I events and 3 to 4 open events. Now, what I mean by Division I is for everybody except for the top level pros. The guys that are out there week in, week out, getting paid, making a living of it. We need to pave a new way for new anglers that want to get into it to come and get it and know that they're not coming straight in playing for 10th or 15th place. Everybody has a shot at this. So what that our plan is right now is if that they have made more than $5,000 in the 2 years prior, they have to go to the open. But the Division I also has the opportunity and the chance to go straight to the opens if they want to. But once you go to the open, there's no coming back. So I do suggest for somebody coming into it to jump in with the Division I and come out. And I'm not saying that the level of competition is going to be any less. In Division I, it's what there is in the open. It's just these are going to be the guys that don't get to go to every single one of them, and we've got something for you. And then we're going to end up doing a championship at the end of the year. And our ultimate goal is to get it at a city that has more than one lake close to it. That way we can run Division I on one lake, run the Open on the other lake, weigh in at Expo in March.
Right.
That is our intentions, and that is good for the industry. It brings everybody together. But we're going to go one further. In one of the Division I tournaments, it's going to be a trolling-only tournament. They can use whatever electronics they want.
Right.
But they're either going to be pushing out the front or they're going to be pulling out the back. It'll be a trolling-only tournament. That is just one of the tournaments. So the rest of them are a standard format to where if you want a spider rig, it's fine. If you want a long line, troll crankbaits, if you want a single pole forward-facing sonar,
right,
you have that opportunity. And we are going to publicize this in a different way. On all of the tournaments, well, of course, we'll be doing a Facebook Live with it. On the open tournaments, we have access to technology to where that as the anglers are culling their fish out on the water,
right,
it comes back to my command station. And I'll be sitting there with a guest commentator for up to 3 hours of a pregame show, if you will,
right,
before the actual weigh-in, with a live, unofficial update on the standings throughout the day as the anglers are culling fish, catching fish right then and there. And they also have transponders on it to where I can see where they are and I can track their route through the day.
Right.
If, say, one of the anglers is moving around a whole lot, we can talk about that and we can let the crowd know there's a lot of movement going on.
Right.
It could have something to do with conditions or the way the fish are biting.
Right.
We are planning on doing a television show with this, and that'll be the National Crappie League's television show, and it'll be on national TV, and it's a great chance for the everyday working man and woman to come out and get on TV by competing in crappie competition and get paid. We're also going to pay 25% of the field.
Wow.
So we're going to go down as far as we can, and the payouts still say high.
Right.
As of right now, speaking of payouts, guys, the Division I, we are going to guarantee $10,000 in total payouts for Division I. So if there's 5 boats show up, guess what? Y'all going to be divvying up $10,000.
Right.
The open tournaments, we are going to be guaranteeing $20,000 in payouts.
Wow.
No matter how many people are there. Now, every one of those are a $20,000 plus. So if our entry fees and our contingencies are over $20,000, it all goes straight to you, straight to the angler, right back in their pockets. Because let's face it, this stuff is expensive, and
that's right.
We felt that there was a need for something like this, and I decided, and Chris decided, to take one for the team, bow out of competitive crappie fishing,
right,
and come and do this for the anglers, for our competitors and the people that we fish with and travel with throughout the year. We're doing it for these guys.
That's right. And I am the unofficial co-host of his. He just doesn't know it yet. So
there we go. There we go.
He said he had to make a decision on someone who is wise, sharp-witted, and thinks fast on his feet. And I said, I'm sitting down.
That's right.
See how quick I am.
That's it right there, man.
So he was. You never know. But so the payback, the championship, is it by points, or how does the championship work for them?
The way the championship is going to work is we're going to take so many people out of each tournament and advance them straight to the championship.
Do they have to fish so many tournaments to get in, like 3 tournaments for sure? Or
well, that's a great question. Say our plan right now is to take the top 10 at each tournament straight to the championship. After that top 10, we will go over to a points to decide who gets in and who doesn't.
Right.
Our goal is to have 100 on each field competing, and as you all know, that's been a very hard number to get to for the last 1.5 to 2 years. But being part of those competitors, I think we can pull that crowd.
Right.
Especially with some of the big names that we've already reached out to that's going to come and be my co-commentator. Right here, we got Mr. Brad.
I should have wore a shirt,
yeah.
on the back. I should have had someone tape and had permanent marker and put co-host on the back of my
right
shirt.
There.
I could have went.
Yes, sir.
Let's not say so.
But it's a lot of really exciting stuff, and our weigh-in trailer is done.
Right.
We kept this as quiet as we could for as long as what we could before releasing it right here with you.
Right.
We are planning on being up and running in March of 2023, and then our championship will be March of 2024.
Right.
We will give that breather of an area, and of course, everybody wants a championship in March. You want the biggest weights,
right.
And that's when everybody's wanting to go crappie fishing. So you're going to have more people at the stands. It's another great thing for the fans of the sport. If you come out and watch our weigh-in, while we are putting together the payouts and the writing the checks, those anglers who've received those checks are going to stand right out there in front of that stage. They're going to meet, greet, take pictures with you, answer your questions. It's a great place to gather some of the knowledge that you can't get anywhere else, because those guys aren't going to put that on YouTube. They're not going to say it out in public where it's recorded and people can watch and learn their trade secrets. So if you want to learn the secrets to crappie fishing, right there in front of that stage is where you need to be.
And all of those anglers are going to be there. They're the top anglers.
They are the best in the country. And
because they're competing in there. So
yes, sir.
So let's say they can only compete in one of them. So they'll only be in one championship. Right.
Yes. Each division is their own division. Okay. Right. So we'll have one championship date, but we'll be fishing two championships simultaneously at the exact same time.
So off limits and tell us about off limits.
Off limits. Here you go, guys. Here are off limits. There are definitely off limits, and there needs to be off limits.
Right.
But we've got to keep the anglers in mind, because a lot of these anglers work every single day. So we are going to have an off-limits period of 7 days, which start the Friday at midnight before the tournament, the week before the tournament. So they will have from Saturday until the following Friday to pre-fish. Now, that being said, that gives the guys that can't get 50 days of vacation a year a chance to come pre-fish. They can come and pre-fish Saturday and Sunday of the week before, and then go home to their family and go to work and make their money.
Right.
Then come back to us on Saturday on these 1 days. They've only got to be there the Friday night for the meeting and then the Saturday for the tournament. So they've got a chance to actually be competitive and pre-fish, where that before the only option they had was to come in the night before and hope for the best.
Yeah. That's exactly right. So let's wrapping my head around this, around the places you're going to go. Let's just talk about places that would, let's say, if you could hold a tournament, it would be your fantasy spot to hold a tournament. So I'm going to start. I'm going to say I'll pick first, and you pick another one.
Okay.
I'm going to say if I could have some place to hold a crappie tournament, I would say Grenada.
Well, a lot of people would, but now we're talking fantasy right here.
Yeah, this is just fantasy. If I had to pick one,
if I had to pick one, we'd go to Clear Lake, California.
I just talked to a guy at Clear Lake, California. Let's go. This is portable. Let's go.
You're talking
300
2-pound fish in one school of crappie. I mean, wow. My second choice would be Beaver Lake in Connecticut.
Oh, in Connecticut.
In Connecticut.
I got all excited. I thought you were going to the backyard.
Oh.
My backyard.
Okay. No, but on a serious note, we're going to do some tournaments in Louisiana. We're more than likely going to do some in Kentucky.
Right.
We are going to do some right here in my home state of Tennessee.
Right.
Go to Louisiana, go to Mississippi, go to Kentucky, go to Tennessee, go to Indiana.
Right.
Go to Ohio. Our ultimate game plan in our second season is to have 5 North tournaments and 5 South tournaments.
Right.
And that's what we're going to get to. But this is under the gun, putting it together, and we're looking at around 4 to 5 tournaments on the Division I.
Right.
And those will be pretty much centrally located. We might even dip down in Florida.
Right.
That one right there is a very good. There's a lake down there that I don't believe a national tournament trail's ever been on.
Really?
And it is a awesome lake. And a lot of people fish it and know about it. It's just the tournament trails don't go down there.
Right.
And we've got access to that lake, we believe, at this point. And that one will be a very good turnout.
Right.
It'll be a great fishing opportunity for everybody to catch fish and catch big fish.
Right. Oh, that's what it's all about right there.
Yes, sir.
Fish, so.
Now, we are going to spread the tournaments out and keep everybody in mind to where we're not going to be stacking on top of each other.
Right.
We're going to be as respectful as possible to all the other trails out there. And by doing so, we're being respectful to the anglers.
Right. Will they be a month apart? You're going to separate them about a month apart?
They'll be a month
3
or better.
weeks?
They'll be a month or more apart.
Oh, okay. Right,
We
so
want to
that
make sure
helps.
everybody gets a chance to come and fish with us.
All right. Well, that was our tease. We kind of drugged that out of him, and there we have it. We know exactly where he's going. But we don't care if there are locations like that. Pretty much you can bet that these are going to be places that you want to go. They're going to have great lodging. They're going to have great food. They're going to have stuff for the family to do. If they come in early, they'll be able to do different things, and the CVB will be part of it. You know, I mean, they'll help with setting some stuff up too, and they'll probably be more than happy if you contact them to do that. You can worry about that a little later on once that happens. That takes us to Tackle Time. Tackle Time, sponsored by PICO Lures. PICO Lures has a complete line of hard and soft baits. You can catch all the game fish that you fish for, from walleye to stripers to white bass to crappie. You name it, it'll catch them. So check them out at PICOLures.com. If they want to find out more,
they need to go over to National Crappie League on Facebook. That's where we're going to be updating everything while that our website is getting done.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So look forward to that. Like I always like to end the show, make sure you keep your hook sharp and your lures in the water.